My jumper matches this one. So does this microphone. Okay. Today we're shining a spotlight on one of the best value electric mountain bikes on the market right now, which is the aluminium Santa Cruz Vala. Came out a little while ago. It's the first time in a little while Santa Cruz have done an aluminium version of one of their carbon bikes, which is quite cool. So this is undercutting the carbon models by something like 1,200 quid for equivalent kind of specs. So pretty good. This bike here is the 70, so it's got SRAM Eagle transmission 70. So it's direct mount derailleur standard, but with cable pull gears. So there's no money wasted on wireless electronics. So this bike costs £5,600, which is pretty decent. I've got it next to the Carbon 90, which is one level up on drivetrain, and then just carbon frame, which is like 2,100 quid more expensive, something like that. So this really does represent really good value. There's nothing really on this bike that is rubbish. So you've got a RockShox Zeb fork, so a 38mm stanchion diameter fork, which is pretty good. Like on a cheaper e-bike, it typically come with like a 36, for instance, or a 35 even. So big, heavy bike, you've still got a fat fork to deal with the flex that the bike's going to try and induce. So that's fantastic. Super Deluxe shock, it's the new one with the chiseled stuff. And as I said, it's the Eagle 70 direct mount transmission stuff. So it's mech that's not going to break. Shifts really accurate, very good. Brakes are proper as well. They're the SRAM DB8. So they're on the new mineral oil standard. And then they've got a big caliper, big brake lever. They're very powerful brakes. They're absolutely fine. So even on the cheap models, you always get reserve wheels. This comes with the aluminium rims. The nice thing with these, they're still lifetime warranty, which is what Reserve are known for. And they were the first brand to do that on aluminium as well. So that's really cool. And they also don't skimp on tyres on cheap models like some brands do. So you don't get crap tyres. This is a double down casing Maxxis on the back, and I think slightly lighter casing on the front, Exo Plus in the front, so like the ideal tyre combo. And that's the upgrade that you would probably make if this model came with rubbish tyres. The motor and battery, same across the whole Valor range, so that's really good. There's no skimping on the cheaper models. So it's the Performance Line CX from Bosch, which is got 1,000 Newton meters of torque, so it's one of the more powerful ones out there. I would say Bosch are probably one of the best at moderating that power though, so it's not going to ride just like an uncontrollable motorbike, so that's good. It's got a 600 watt hour battery. Santa Cruz have gone for slightly smaller battery than some other brands, just to try and keep the weight a little bit lower. It'll make a bike that rides a little bit better. So like an alloy Santa Cruz, for instance, is similar sort of weight to a carbon Specialized because you've got a battery that's a bit smaller. That said, you can buy a range extender, which is 250 watt hour and plumbs into the rest of the bike. So should you want to do a long day escapade, then you can do that. There's a lot of emphasis on the weight of this bike because yes, it's heavier than the carbon model. The claimed weight on this model is 24.3 kilos, something like that. Claim weight on that model is 22.2, something like that. So, I mean, it says there's 2 point something kilos in it, but I mean, yeah, they're both really heavy. There is a model below this as well, which comes with Shimano Dior, and it's a RockShox Silo fork. Basically the whole thing gets moved down a rung, so not quite such a fantastic bike. It's cheaper. I would say this bike represents the true value, because you've got stuff that you would probably choose if you were building a bike, and there's not really anything that's lacking. So yeah, fantastic package.